The theme parks and amusement parks in America are often changing as of lately. It seems like America is at a crossroads with attractions and rides, basically out with the old and in with the new. What's going on, everyone? My name is Rich. This is Theme Park Motivation, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the trend of theme parks and what appears to be the end of an era for certain attractions, as well as talk about new and innovative attractions that are surely going to make it here to the United States. If you've watched some of my recent videos, I've talked about certain attractions that are no longer at parks these days. Or basically, parks just seem to be doing away with them. In my recent video, I talked about drop towers and how it doesn't seem like America wants to keep adding drop towers. Unfortunately, some of the tallest and best ones have been retired, but a few of you commented and mentioned other rides that seem to be going on a downward spiral as well towards retirement. One of the rides you mentioned was the River Rapids ride, and obviously Intamin has built a majority of these different River Rapids rides, and many having different safety concerns as well as a very high maintenance cost. Sorry to interrupt this video. I just want to say, hey, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate all the support. Be sure to comment your thoughts on what I have to say about these different attractions. Thanks so much, everyone. Although I will say there are some that are very innovative, especially the new River Rapids rides such as Infinity Falls at SeaWorld Orlando and Mystic River Falls at Silver Dollar City. However, these rides come with some of the most expensive price tags. It is said that SeaWorld spent roughly $100 million to have Infinity Falls built. Of course, there's no way to know for sure because a lot of that was spent on demolition from the Sea Gardens. Now, SeaWorld has a lot of money, so they can well afford a $100 million ride. But Silver Dollar City, on the other hand, it was quite bold of them to add Mystic River Falls. They spent almost $30 million on one single attraction. Instead of going with Intamin, they chose to go with Bar Engineering, which in this situation, I have to say, I think that was a wise decision. It seems like Infinity Falls is always having issues. Either way, these new elevator lift River Rapid rides seem to be the future. Even though we're not seeing too many parks show much interest in them, my guess is it would have to do with the high dollar price tag that one of these rides would cost, along with all the maintenance. And if you're going to invest in a ride that's $30 million, you want that attraction to be available pretty much all season long. So these Northeast and Midwest parks aren't really looking to spend $30 to $50 million on a water attraction that they can only use 6 months out of the year. In case you didn't know, water rides are some of the most expensive attractions at amusement parks to maintain, costing anywhere from 2 to 4 times the amount of what it costs to maintain a roller coaster. Just this past year, Cedar Point announced Snake River Falls would close permanently. So it's not just the River Rapids rides that are being retired. So you may be wondering, what will these parks do to replace some of these water rides? Because surely they're going to add water rides. And the two manufacturers I can see them using is Intamin and Mach Rides. Both of these manufacturers offer some very innovative water rides. We're already starting to see some of them here in the United States, but I think more will be coming. This Ultra Surf model offered by Intamin, I could honestly see this coming to some of the parks up in the Northeast, being the fact that you can run this thing without water, so those parks would be able to run this thing all the way up through winter. We already have one here in the United States at Six Flags Over Georgia, if it ever opens up. Another attraction that seems to be heading towards retirement as of late are the sky rides. From my understanding, there is a lot of maintenance that goes into these, and not a lot of manufacturers are even making them anymore, if any. So I imagine that parts are probably very expensive for these particular rides. I don't know this to be fact, but I do find it very sad that we have to say goodbye to some of these great sky rides because they are very fun and they offer great scenic tours of the park depending on which park you're in. The one at Busch Gardens Tampa is incredible. In fact, I have to give props to Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. The fact that they just recently started charging people to use this sky ride, quite honestly, I think that's a great idea because if this keeps this ride in operation for a little while longer and we all get to benefit, I don't see where they can go wrong. Now, I'm not going to mention much with the sky ride other than the fact that there's really nothing to replace these. Once they're gone, they're gone. There isn't another new innovative ride to replace something like this. Another couple attractions that I just want to mention, they seem to be going towards extinction, and that would be the slingshot and of course the sky coaster. Now both of these are just absolutely thrilling and offer an experience unlike anything else. If you can't afford to go skydiving, this is about your most affordable option. But they are always an upcharge attraction, which people don't like to pay that extra $30, $40 to do this, and I can't really blame them. Imagine if there was a ride where you didn't have to pay that upcharge. Introducing the all-new Sky Screamer from Skyline Attractions. It looks to have a capacity of about 12 riders per cycle. Not quite sure that this won't be an upcharge attraction at different parks around the country, but this thing is coming. There is one set to open at Codaland in Texas. The next attraction that I want to talk about that has become a dying breed is none other than the hydraulic launch coaster. With them removing King Ka and Top Thrill Dragster a few years ago, there's only a handful of these hydraulic launch coasters left here in the United States. In my opinion, there's nothing like a hydraulic launch coaster. It's like that person that argues American muscle is better than an electric car. And in this instance, the electric car would be an LSM launch coaster. I don't think anyone's really surprised that most parks are going with LSM launch coasters rather than hydraulic, but I do feel it's necessary to mention because these hydraulic launches are like nothing else. They both have their pros and cons, but from my understanding, the LSM launches seem to be a little bit more reliable. I really think a lot of it has to do with different parks and their maintenance process, because Hershey Park never has any issues with Storm Runner. I would say the only issue they have with Storm Runner is capacity. That may be the reason that they're phasing out and parks are choosing LSM launch coasters. Reliability and capacity, and I really can't blame them for this. It seems to be the smarter decision long term. When you look at Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farms, I would say this thing is on its last legs. It was closed for an entire year in 2023. I think it only opened up partway through the 2024 season. Please be sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to let me know your thoughts on everything I talked about in this video. Thanks everyone. Hope everybody has a great day.